All right, beautiful people of the world. Happy Sunday fun day to you. Aaron here bringing you your new moon horoscope, Aries new moon, happening at 10:30 p.m. here on Sunday night Eastern Daylight Time. Let me show you the chart. This is going to happen at 22 degrees, 24 space minutes. Right there, sun and the moon together, new moon. New moons are new beginnings, a rebirth. And there we go, we see it's at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Sunday the 11th. There's a lot of aspects going on with this new moon. Let me just come here for a second. This is exciting energy. This is about reinventing yourself. This is about loving yourself, falling in love with yourself, falling in love with who you are, falling in love with where you've been, falling in love with what is to come. Without focusing too much on our past, but not focusing too much on our future, but focusing on right here, this present moment. That's the beauty of this Aries energy. It's focusing on this right here, right now. And what can we do in this moment? I think this is another Lao Tzu quote. It's not an exact quote, but it's like a good person can see positive in positive situations, where a positive person is going to be able to see positivity in seemingly negative situations. Okay, it's like this silver lining. It doesn't matter, you know, it's like when we look at the checkerboard of the game, checkers, and we want to identify the black squares. This is just an analogy. We want to identify the black squares in life as the negative things that happen to us, and the white pieces are the positive things. And it's like every piece of black negative thing is surrounded by a positive white thing. You know what I mean? I'm just using those as an analogy, so don't run too far with it or look too deep into that. You know what I'm saying? But this is about seeing that everything that has happened in our lives has led us to exactly where we are, and to be grateful for every waking moment, every opportunity we have. We have a new beginning, a new opportunity to fall in love with ourselves, which is the most potent and powerful kind of energy we can have. This is all about self right now. This isn't necessarily about anybody else. This isn't about what we're giving to others. This isn't about what we're doing for others. This is just simply about being the best version of ourselves that we can be, of lifting the veil of past. We also have Mercury here throughout the day is going to be creating a trine over there to the south node. Letting go of information. This is a spark of new information coming up here. We have the sun and the moon joined together as well, loosely conjunct to Aries, which is how we deal with decisions. Venus still making a conjunct to Aries. You know, this is how are we dealing with the information that's been given to us? How are we choosing to look at something? And there's always a choice. And sometimes people want to argue about that. And this isn't about, oh, what is that? Spiritual bypassing. You know, it's something we talked about yesterday, if you follow the channel. That, you know, that Trevor Hall song, there's no rushing a healing. Darkness has its teachings. Time to be depressed, time to be angry. They all have their purpose and they all have their time in our lives, but it's taking in appreciation for those feelings. And with this much Aries energy, we certainly have an opportunity to be fired up. And if we're mad or angry about something, that is a better feeling, that's a better emotion than being depressed, because depression says that we can't do something about it. Depression says that there's no door in this room, you know, where Mars is looking in this escape room like we've been talking about. Mars is going around in crazy stares trying to find the door. And depression says there's no door here. I'm helpless by the situation. I'm oppressed by the situation. There's nothing I can do about it. Where if you're fired up, you're feeling that Aries energy, that means there's something that's going on. It's the volcano is about to burst. And you know, something else I've talked about here on this channel, how chaotic it must have been creating the Hawaiian Islands, the most subjectively, prospectively beautiful place on the planet. The Hawaiian Islands. But without that abruption, without that volcanic eruption, we wouldn't have what it is today, is that most beautiful place. But at that time, to create that instantaneous hiya explosion of emotions, explosion of the earth, you know, disrupting the fish, disrupting the wildlife in the area. But there's always something beautiful coming out of disruption. And that's what this new moon is all about. It's seeing the beauty in the disruption. It's seeing the beauty even in those times that we're depressed. Or if we are going through depression right now, that's okay. Nothing's okay, so it's okay. One of my favorite quotes. Nothing's okay, so it's okay. I don't know who said that, but I say it all the time. Nothing's okay, so it's okay. Right? So even if you are going through a downtime right now, even if you are feeling a slump, there's learning in that. There's something there's some sort of teaching, there's some sort of lesson in that is preparing you for this new future. And tonight, Sunday night at 10:30 p.m., we can do a little meditation, we can do a little grounding, we can connect with ourselves, we can connect with our inner fire. Because there's a ton of it right now. Saying yes, yes to life. Yes, yes, we say yes to life again, right? And whatever it is that we're trying to do, whatever it is that we're trying to focus our attention on, we have a lot of this energy as well, starting to create this sextile over here to Jupiter. Jupiter about being abundant. Jupiter in that place of using natural resources, our natural energy, to create something in our lives. In the sign of Jupiter, this is saying this is about our future. We're allowed to create something here for our future. Mercury still loosely square to Saturn today. So we could be feeling this pinch. We could be feeling this, I don't know how to communicate. I don't know exactly what to communicate. And that's all right. Maybe this is saying you don't have to communicate right now. Saturn is kind of pulling the reins on the horses of Mercury. God's speedy little messenger. Hermes. Then we have Mars starting to create this trine to Jupiter as well. Air sign to air sign. This is saying I might not exactly know the direction that I want to go, but I'm willing to take the steps. Mars creating a sextile over here to this new moon energy. This is again saying I'm feeling amped up. I'm feeling motivated. I'm feeling able to move in some direction with my life. I'm able to create some sort of change. And you know, like we talk about, this is the astrological new year. This Aries energy, when the sun enters Aries, is the astrological new year. Easter is when the sun crosses the equator. And we just happen to celebrate it the first Sunday of April, but it's really when the sun crosses the equator, the vernal equinox. You know, so looking back as we're in our 4th month of the year, what was our New Year's resolutions? What was our resolutions for this year? Because this new moon right now is really the time to make those resolutions, because now is the time to say yes to self, yes to whatever I'm feeling, yes to whatever I'm focusing on, yes to whatever I want to put my mind to. We have Mars moving forward, active energy. All of this, Mercury, Venus, Sun, all this energy in Aries, which is Mars' ruling sign, saying I'm firing myself up. I'm taking the time for myself, whatever time I need to feel motivated. I'm using my mind, my mental wits is where Mars is at in Gemini. I'm using my mental wits to maneuver, to navigate. When things begin to feel rushed, when things are going too fast, I am able to pump my brakes. I am able to do this. And we also have here, speaking of pumping brakes, the North Node creating a trine to Saturn. Coming right back to that, you can't rush a healing. Not only does darkness have its teaching, but this is saying, like, look, we're all moving in this direction. We'll all have some place to go. You know, this is getting off of the airplane. We all have some place to go. We all have some place to go, but it's one foot in front of another, says Saturn. We're not rushing anything here. And if we want to create this properly, we need to take our time and do it right. But we can feel highly motivated in doing that right now. We have the energy here to release whatever thoughts, whatever monkey mind chatter has been going on in our brains, you know, whatever energy is going on. If we've had a conflict with somebody else, if there's been some bad blood or some bad words with somebody else, we have the ability to let this go right now. We have the ability to forgive the other. We have the ability to forgive ourselves and just let things be. When those rapids are getting too tough, we have the tools to maneuver our paddles so that we don't topple over. You know, it's like the universe is giving us everything that we need right now for this fresh start. The universe is giving us everything we need right now to say yes. And I mean, coming back here, let's look. We don't have any planets retrograde. No planets are retrograde. And that's going to change very soon. Because over the summer months, all the outer planets are going to retrograde. I think Jupiter's up first. So, you know, this energy can change rather quickly. However, so it's like taking advantage of strike while the iron's hot. If you're feeling the intuition, if you're feeling the calling, if you're emotionally wanting to respond, if you're emotionally wanting to show up and do something, if you emotionally, physically, feeling-wise, you know, whatever you're feeling, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your ego self, they're all showing up right now at the same time. And they're all in between this sense of healing oneself and changing on how we deal with information, changing how we deal with scenarios. We don't have to stop at every barking dog along the way because we'll never reach our destination. That's something that Aries is going to be teaching us the next couple of days as the sun conjuncts with Aries. And there's no rush. We can be ambitious, we can feel excited, we can feel fired up, we can feel angry. Mars here can be confused in exactly the direction it's going, and that's okay. That energy, we're moving out here into the sign of Cancer, you know, but it's about using our brains, using our wits, and using the tools that are available for us to create a better life for ourselves. You know, this is like the stew, creating a stew. It's just taking a little bit of everything that we have in the fridge because we're hungry. We might not have any money right now, so it's just like, I'm feeling all this hunger. I'm feeling passionate that I need to feed my body. Well, what are we going to do? We don't have anything to make a meal. Throw it all in the pot. Make a stew. Make a soup. It's going to work out. Having faith in ourselves, trusting our intuition, trusting that everything is where it's supposed to be. As Mercury is creating the sextile to the north node, Mercury is creating the trine to the south node. A very powerful, ambitious place for Mercury to be, as the north node is in Mercury's sign right now. Fired up, moving in this direction. We don't have to move fast. We have the ability to move slow. We have the ability to take it one step at a time. We have everything that we love, want, and desire in our lives, this feel of Venus creating this square over there to Pluto today. This is about the transformation. This is about the birth. 26 degrees of Aries. About the child. We don't know, you know, if you have a child, it's like we don't know. We can be ambitious, want to have a child, want to have a family. And we don't know, is that child going to be a doctor? Is that child going to be a lawyer? Is it going to be a spiritual guru? Is it going to be a machinist? Is it going to be a painter? Is it going to be a dancer? Is it going to be a musician? Is it going to be the President of the United States? You know, it's just like this child could be anything. Anything. And it's not up to us as the adult or the parent. But in this particular case, we are the adult, we are the parent, we are the child. And this square to Pluto is saying, look, if you have the ability to transcend wherever you were, whoever you were yesterday, you have the ability to completely be somebody different based on your thoughts and your actions alone. And that is the beauty of this new moon today. So my friends, have a beautiful new moon. This beautiful rebirth. This is a celebration of your life. This is a celebration of your existence. This is a celebration of your rebirth. Have a happy Sunday fun day. Happy new mooning to you as always. Thank you for hanging out with me. We'll see you tomorrow.